What if it all burned to the ground? Everything that you've built in your career, what if it caught fire and just suddenly burned to the ground? Would you be excited about that prospect of reinvention, or would you be completely distraught that everything you had perfectly built was gone? Most people are not going to have the opportunity for some external force to hit them and level them and make them start again. So if you're in the wrong place right now, if you are not living into fulfilling your greatest potential, are you brave enough to throw that match over your shoulder, burn down what you do that is good, so that you can make room to build what you do that is great? It's not easy, but for the people who are able to change the world, they live into their passion. For the people who are amazing in their content, they live into their passion. They know that they are doing exactly what they should be doing to change the world with what they know. And we've all had moments where we're in that flow, where we know we're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. But if you're not waking up feeling that way every day, something is wrong. Now in my life, I have had my life burned down, and I've had moments where I've chosen to burn things down. I used to be a dentist. And unfortunately, I ended up with this career-ending injury that ended my ability to drill. So when it happened, I had a choice. I could stay on the path of continuing to own my practice, or I could reinvent myself. I was in absolute turmoil at that time, and all the advisors I had told me, you've got this practice. You don't have to be the one doing the drilling. You can bring associates in, and you can just sit back and run it. I tried that for 2.5 years, and all it did was rip the scab off my heart of losing my career. So in 2015, when the oil crisis came, and my practice was in Calgary, which is completely oil-based, I saw the economy starting to tank very, very quickly, and I decided it was time to peace out and move on with my life. So I moved on to that second path of reinvention. Over the next 6 years, I built brand after brand around my unique skill sets. The first company I built was my dance company because I want to teach people how to tell a story through their body. Then I built my dental coaching company, which allowed me to teach dentists how to niche into their passion. And then that led to building Unleashing Influence, my personal branding company, which allows me to help people to change the world with what they know. I'll be honest, building these 3 brands, I felt like an entrepreneurial badass because I had paved a brave new path after losing my career. I felt like a badass until COVID happened, and then suddenly it was like matches started dropping out of the sky, and every industry had parts of it that were on fire. The first of my companies that got hit was my dance company. We weren't allowed to gather, so that got completely shut down. And the first thing that I thought when that happened was, thank God, I don't have to teach rehearsal. Not exactly what I was expecting was something that I thought I was in the flow with. And then the dental company got hit with a match. The dental industry was shut down. People were in complete turmoil because they weren't allowed to practice. So for the first 60 days of the pandemic, I did 60 broadcasts to try and help my colleagues get to the other side as gracefully as possible. By the end of 60 days, though, their industry was still in absolute turmoil. They didn't want to talk to someone like me, and so I decided to turn my attention to my last company. And when that match hit Unleashing Influence, what happened was, it didn't tarnish the company. It lit a fire under the company and allowed it to scale. In the first 10 months of the pandemic, Unleashing Influence went from 2.5 to 14 full-time team members. I had unlocked a scalable model in business, which is supposed to be the dream. But the dream turned into nightmare, night after night, waking up with this feeling that I was going to epically fail. And I tried to push down those feelings, tried to ignore them, but the alarm bell kept going louder and louder, and eventually I had to take a step back and look around at what was going on. And what I realized was, wasn't an entrepreneurial badass. I hadn't paved a new path. All I had done was hedge my bets because I was terrified I was going to fail. And by having these 3 companies in such disparate arenas, I was being pulled in so many different directions. And I realized if I kept going on this path, I was only ever going to be good. I was never going to be great. And to me, that is an epic fail. So I decided to right what I had done wrong. I threw a match over my shoulder and burned down everything that I didn't want. I sold off the dance company. I sold off the dental company. I sold off the agency part of Unleashing Influence and niched myself down into exactly what I do that is great, which is teaching people to use their personal brands to change the world with what they know through media mastery, teaching them how to be great on camera, teaching them how to be great on podcasts, teaching them how to be great on stage. And by closing off all those other paths, what happened was a new path just seemed to magically appear in front of me. My ideal clients started showing up. Marketing companies started approaching me to help their clients be able to be masterful in their media. And that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been brave enough to throw that match. So I want you to do a gut check right now. If you had that opportunity for something like what happened to me, either in my dental career or making that choice to burn down what wasn't working in my life, would that be a relief or would that make you distraught? Okay, so you might have mixed feelings about it, but which one is winning out? Right now, do you feel like you're in the flow of everything that you're supposed to be doing? Do you feel like you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing? Most people I talk to don't feel that way. Most people that come to me as clients, they come to me because they aren't in that right place. They've had an amazing career where they have given that pound of flesh, tried to realize that entrepreneurial dream, to build that scalable company and sell it off, and they realized that isn't where happiness lies. Where happiness lies is when they are in that flow. They're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. So I want to ask you 3 questions that are going to help you to understand if you are doing the right thing, or if there's things that you need to slowly burn to the ground so that you can make room for the things that you do that are great. The first question is, why are you doing what you're doing today? Why are you on this path that you have chosen? Whether that's a new path because the pandemic forced you to pivot, or whether it's an old path that you're continuing on with. But why, after the hell that we've gone through with the pandemic, are you still continuing on that path when everyone else is jumping ship, everyone else is pivoting, everyone else is squirming to do something new with their life? Next question I want you to ask yourself is, what started me on this path? What was that inciting incident that got me excited to take me to where I am today? For some people, it might have been the pandemic, made them realize there's more to life than giving that pound of flesh at work. For some people, maybe it's a family legacy that you chose this path to be on. For some people, maybe they were helped by someone in that industry, and so they decided to reach back and help other people that were in the same situation. Whatever your reason, I want you to trace from that inciting incident to where you are today. And look at what you've accumulated in that time. For experiences, baggage, things that you're doing maybe that you shouldn't still be doing, maybe things that you're good at that you really don't want to do anymore, that are taking you away from doing the things that you're really great at. And then my last question for you is, where do you want to go? In the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, where do you want to go in your life? What is that North Star that you are constantly chasing? And if you chased that, would you look back and wonder, what if? Where you're at right now, are you in the right place to launch yourself to chase that North Star? Or are you on a path that is going to put you somewhere in the future where you are going to look back and wonder, what if I had taken the chance on myself? And it's hard to take that leap of faith, to do exactly what you think you should be doing with your life takes a leap of faith. And you're going to have people telling you you should be doing things differently. Look at me when I had my dental practice. I was having everyone should all over me. I should keep my practice. I should stay in my industry. I should keep going and not give up and reinvent myself. And all those shoulds were wrong. But we have shoulds that are influencing us from our current industry, from our family, sometimes from our culture, or even that little gremlin on your shoulder that is whispering doubt in your mind. But if you're at a place right now today where you aren't waking up excited about what you do, you aren't waking up knowing that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, would you be happier if you were in that place? Would you feel more fulfilled? The entrepreneurial dream has changed. We have gone from trying to chase building that scalable company that we can sell off to having people wanting to be in the flow, wanting to find their place, be doing exactly what they know they should be doing in this world, changing the world with what they know. And those people who are able to find that place, ask the right questions, be brave enough to light that match, throw it over their shoulder, burn down the things that they're distracting them, that they do that are good, so that they can focus on doing those things that they do that are great. Those are the people who create amazing content. It's the content that you see that you get excited about because they're excited. You know you have been in situations where you're talking about what you're doing and you get that ick feeling. You know that this isn't where you want to be, but you're trying to talk about it and convey to people that you are excited about this. You may be knowledgeable, but they can feel that there's something a little bit off about what you're really passionate about. The people who create amazing content are the ones who are doing exactly what they know they should be doing with their lives. I can teach anyone to be masterful on camera. I can teach you to use your hands. I can teach you to use your voice. I can teach you to use the space. But I can't teach you to be passionate about something that you don't want to be doing. So if you've realized during this time that you aren't in the right place, that where you are at right now is not on the path to taking you to where you want to go, take a step back. Look at what brought you to where you are today. Ask questions about it. Look at the things that are taking you off your path to be able to be great. And one by one, start eliminating those so that you can get yourself into the flow. So that you can niche into your greatness. And that's when you're going to find the bravery to throw that match over your shoulder, burn down what you do that is good, so that you can build the space to build exactly what you do that is great.